Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the top 10 secrets Lisa Marie Presley left behind. Starting off with number 10, family. Being the only child of one of the biggest stars in the world sounds better than it actually is. The Nepo baby life really isn't for everyone, especially with all the skeletons you can be hiding in your closet. Lisa Marie Presley, known through her father Elvis and mother Priscilla Presley, lived her whole life in the spotlight because of her parents' fame and fortune. Having been married 4 times and devastating setbacks such as the loss of her son Benjamin in 2020, her mother Priscilla confirmed that she had passed away after being rushed to the hospital for a possible cardiac arrest earlier in the day. Although the cause of her passing is unknown, it was confirmed that Lisa had suffered cardiac arrest. The next day it was announced that Priscilla will be buried at Graceland, Elvis's former home in Memphis, that has been turned into a museum. Fans left flowers and signs outside the home's gates to honor Presley after her passing was announced. It is with a heavy heart that I must share the devastating news that my beautiful daughter Lisa Marie has left us, Priscilla said in a statement. She was the most passionate, strong, and loving woman I have ever known. We ask for privacy as we try to deal with this profound loss. Thank you for the love and prayers. On to number 9, the king of rock himself, Elvis. Now obviously we're not going to skim over the fact that Lisa was the child of one of the biggest ever stars who graced us with many hits throughout his life.
Lord have mercy.
Elvis Presley was pretty iconic back in his prime. Presley was just 9 years old when her father, the king, passed away on August 16, 1997. After his passing, she became the joint heir to his estate alongside her grandfather, Vernon Presley, and great-grandmother Minnie May Hood Presley. When they passed away in 1979 and 1980 respectively, Presley became the sole heir and also inherited her dad's Graceland residence. In the 2005 memoir Elvis by the Presleys, which she wrote with her mom, Presley recalled fond memories of growing up on the property and said it was amazing and filled with energy and excitement. If Elvis was in a good mood, it was going to be a great day. We'd ride horses or ride around in golf carts. The thing about my father is that he never hid anything. If he was crabby, you knew it, she wrote. His temper could give Darth Vader a run for his money, but if he was happy, everyone was happy. He'd never bore you. She also recalled the last time she saw him alive, writing that around 4 a.m. on the day he passed away, he found her awake and told her to go to bed. I said okay, and I think he kissed me goodnight and I ran off, she wrote. On the 25th anniversary of Elvis's passing, Presley paid tribute to her dad with a recording in which she said, "I wanted you to know that I haven't forgotten. You made me. I love you. You're still lovely. You were lovely then," according to a 2002 People article. Number 8. First marriage, Danny Keough. When it came to marriages, Lisa had quite a few high-profile ones under her belt. Presley married her first husband, musician Danny Keough, in 1988. The pair welcomed daughter Riley 1 year later and son Benjamin in 1992 before calling it quits in May 1994. Despite their split, Presley told People in 2005 that she and Keough were still close. "We are like brother and sister, so it is not weird at all," she said. Am I the only one who finds it weird to say your ex is like your brother? She could have easily just said best friend, but anyway, she continues by saying, "Ultimately, this is a good message to send out to people. You don't have to put your issues on your kids, even if you are not together. You can still be civilized. I knew at the age that I had the kids with him that Danny was someone I could be connected with for the rest of my life. I knew he would be a good father." Counting down to number 7, Michael Jackson. On to her second marriage, one of the most iconic duos of the time, the King of Rock's daughter and the King of Pop. I always thought about how if this couple ever had kids, their musical talent would have been off the charts. Less than a month after ending her marriage to Keough, Presley married Michael Jackson, whom she'd first met as a child at one of Elvis's concerts in Las Vegas. I am very much in love with Michael. I dedicate my life to being his wife. life. I understand and support him, she said in a statement at the time. We both look forward to raising a family. Though they ended their relationship 2 years later, they were on and off for 4 years. Presley reflected on the similarities between Jackson and her father in a 2016 interview with Oprah Winfrey, saying they both had the luxury of creating whatever reality around them they wanted to create. Lisa really surrounded herself with legends. I gotta respect it. They could have the kinds of people who were going to go with their program or not go with their program. She said if they weren't, then they could be disposed of. It's that simple. Their whirlwind romance gained so much attention. I mean, obviously we're not surprised about that, but it became pretty invasive in the interviews. One time, Barbara Walters even asked if the couple got intimate. Yeah. And although interviewers are known for asking very stupid questions, it's a good thing that one is out of the mix. They'd get a lot of hate. On to number 6, Nicolas Cage. Another iconic marriage of Lisa's was with Nicolas Cage. After meeting at Johnny Ramone's birthday party in 2000, Presley and Cage quickly became inseparable and married in August 2002 in a secret ceremony in Hawaii on the 25th anniversary of Elvis's passing. Alas, the couple parted ways less than 4 months later. I'm so sad about this, but we shouldn't have been married in the first place, she said in a statement at the time. The most celebrity thing to hear, right? Getting married and then leaving after 4 months just screams Hollywood. If we had to make a list of the shortest marriages ever in Hollywood, I wonder how long it would be. I could probably even make a whole video on it. Number 5, music and motherhood. Just like her father, Lisa was a singer. She released 3 albums, most recently Storm and Grace in 2012. She made her Grand Ole Opry debut in 2012. After becoming a mom, Lisa looked to her children for joy and told Healthy Living in 2014 that she was ferociously protective over her kids. I just smother them in love, she shared. They are my priority, that's what I do, that's what I care most about. I keep them close to me and make sure they are happy and healthy. The feeling is mutual. In December, daughter Riley told People that mom was certainly an inspiration to me and described her as a very strong, smart woman. I was raised by somebody who did their own thing and didn't really care what other people thought. She was definitely inspirational to me, she said. On to number 4, addiction issues. A common issue among a lot of victims, including Lisa Marie, was her addiction to meds. Presley said, "I'm not perfect, my father wasn't perfect, no one's perfect. It's what you do with it after you learn, and then you try to help others with it." That's some words of wisdom right there. Elvis Presley was well known to have struggled with substance abuse. His daughter wrote that she wanted to go public in an attempt to help others. "I had never openly spoken in public about my own addiction to painkillers," she wrote. "I wasn't sure that I was ready to share on such a personal topic." Presley said she became addicted when she was given a short-term prescription during her recovery from the birth of her twin daughters, Vivian and Finley, in 2008. She's faced a difficult path with her recovery, but said it is time for us to say goodbye to shame about addiction. Across America and the world, people are losing their lives in mind-boggling numbers because of overdoses, Presley wrote in the book. Many more people are suffering silently addicted to substances. I'm writing this in the hope that I can play a small part in focusing attention on this terrible crisis. As I write this, I think of my 4 children who gave me the purpose to heal, she wrote after considering the countless parents who have lost children to substance abuse. Number 3, losing her son. Presley's only son, Benjamin Keough, passed away in 2020 at age 27. In honor of National Grief Awareness Day in August, Presley wrote an essay for People in the hopes that sharing her thoughts could help break stigmas in talking about the potentially triggering subject. Loss is part of life, whether we like it or not, and so is grieving. There is so much to learn and understand on this subject, but here's what I know so far. One is that grief does not stop or go away in any sense, a year or years after the loss. She wrote in part, "Grief is something you will have to carry with you for the rest of your life in spite of what certain people or our culture wants us to believe. You do not get over it, you do not move on, period." She also wrote that grief is incredibly lonely and that she struggled daily with guilt. To ease the pain, she said she attended support groups with other bereaved parents. Obviously, no parent chooses this road, and thankfully not all parents will have to become a victim to it. And I do mean victim here. I used to hate that word. Now I know why. I've dealt with grief and loss since the age of 9 years old. I've had more than anyone's fair share of it in my life, and somehow I've made it this far. But this one, the passing of my beautiful, beautiful son, the sweetest and most incredible being that I have ever had the privilege of knowing, who made me feel so honored every single day to be his mother. Presley wrote it was a real choice to keep going after losing Benjamin, but she pushed through for her daughters. I keep going because my son made it very clear in his final moments that taking care of his little sisters and looking out for them were at the forefront of his concerns and his mind. They absolutely adored each other, she wrote. If you or someone you know is dealing with something like this, please reach out to a hotline so they can help guide you through it. And now to number 2, victim of assault. At the ages of 12 to 15, Lisa was a victim of assault from her mother's former boyfriend, Michael Edwards. Living in the shadow of substance abuse was one of her ways of relieving herself of the stress and pain she'd been dealing with, and started using them at the age of 13 until her mother checked her into a rehab center. Her addiction started up again during her marriage to Michael Jackson in 2008, and by 2013, she checked into rehab at least 5 times. Finally, number 1, a secret drawer. Did you know Lisa left some hidden graffiti in a secret drawer in her Graceland mansion? The secret drawer was discovered during a tour located in the corridor next to the kitchen on the way into the jungle room from the front door. In fact, it's right by where fans walk during the regular in-person tour of Graceland. I'm gonna have to go tour this mansion now so I can see this secret drawer. Written inside was Lisa Marie's graffiti, which read "Lisa's Home Graceland" with a smiley face. Also, within the drawer was a 1993 phone book, which may seem quite random, but it was revealed that it was owned by the King's Aunt Delta May, who lived at Graceland until that very year. She was the sister of Elvis's father, Vernon Presley, who was invited to live at Graceland with the rest of the extended family when her husband passed away in 1966. Even after Elvis lost his life in 77 and tours of his home began in 82, Aunt Delta still lived at Graceland using her bedroom and the kitchen for the rest of her life. This meant those rooms were obviously off limits to the public in order to accommodate her before she passed away at the age of 74. Back in the 70s, she would take care of Lisa Marie as Elvis slept in the day, making sure she had her bath and dinner. So there you have it. Even when people think you have everything, you really, really don't. The tragedies Lisa had dealt with throughout her life had nothing to do with her fame and fortune. A lot of issues were the same things regular people deal with too. But we can only hope she has found peace and is in a better place. Rest in peace, Lisa. And that's all for today's Top 10. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time on The Rich Life.